Good morning. Where did I put my list? There it is. Bit of a slow start this morning. I actually had everything in order and then I got sidetracked with something else, so apologies on that. Let me put out my tweet. Done and done. Okay, a couple of things to mention before we get started. Yesterday, they announced that we will be having our official Steam release tomorrow, the 9th, Thursday. So for those of you that have been anxiously awaiting that, now's the time to prepare. I haven't heard if there's any kind of pre-setup that you can do if you have a Steam account already, or what all it involves. We haven't had any strict details, I don't think, that I'm aware of. But the only things I did hear was that they are going to have some special bundles available through the Steam, I guess, panel or whatever, and they're going to have similar bundles up on the in-game cash shop even if you don't play Steam. So I don't know what the differences are going to be, if there's going to be items exclusive to the Steam thing or not. Morning, Bones and Faye. Glad you guys could join us. So yeah, I guess we'll see about all that tomorrow, how it goes. I do know that they, with the patch that we had yesterday, it brought in some fixes. From what I understand, I haven't actually went into those particular areas to check if the fixes have taken, but we did get the where there's extra security where it has to confirm your IP address. I personally haven't experienced any problems with it. I've heard some say that if you have the the two-factor authentication set up, that it should bypass the IP requirement thing. But others have claimed that they still got the little notice that they had to verify it. I've heard people that apparently have what they call dynamic IPs, having a lot of issues with it, folks threatening to quit the game because of it and all that stuff. I don't know. I haven't had any trouble with it myself, so I can't really put myself in their shoes. I mean, I can sympathize that they're having problems, but I don't want to be one to say, well, everything's hunky-dory, because obviously there are some people that are having some issues. So I don't know if there's going to be a plan to kind of modify that in the future. I think a lot of people are concerned about how it's going to affect the Steam release, but from what I understand, they changed it to kind of, I guess, facilitate the Steam release. I really don't know. Oh, is that right, Bones? Well, that's unfortunate, because I was hoping to kind of get pre-prepared, but apparently we won't be able to preload it via Steam. So I really don't know how that works. I have a Steam account. I haven't used it in ages. It was something I opened up back in beta when my guild wanted to do some little side gaming when we had downtime, and I haven't used it since, so I have no idea. I'm not even sure what my password and stuff is, so I'll have to look all that up. But I'm not even sure if I'm going to bother with it. Even if there's exclusive items, it just might be a pain in the rear. And I certainly don't want to mess up what I have set up already. So anyway, the second thing is, in conjunction with the patch and the announcement of the Steam release, we do have some new items on the cash shop. In addition to the new costume, there's some new gear, the Monkey King armor, the pet. We have this glorious little package of decor. For those of you that are interested, it's lots of pieces. There's times 8 for the dividers. There's the sofa. 2 exotic tables, 2 tapestries, 2 bookshelves, a vase, a dresser, and 4 stools. Now, I have heard there are some issues with the seating, that the sofa has no collision whatsoever, so you just walk straight through it, and that also the stools do not function like a chair, as you would expect. So there are some issues with it, but for 115 omnibits or 230 protobucks, that many pieces, I think is a pretty good deal. Just remember the way they've changed the account inventory claim and everything is that whatever character you purchase this on, unless you're gifting it, which I've heard some people having issues with that, but if you're just purchasing it directly, make sure you're on the character that you want to claim it with, and that everything will automatically go to the inventory and will be automatically soul bound to that character. So it's not like you can split up the pieces amongst your characters like before. So uh, yeah, it's just something you want to keep in mind when you're making your purchases. A lot of people have been kind of holding off until possibly they change it or whatever, but um, yeah, it just so happens that it kind of matches the recent like Asian themed little mini plot that I made. So Lily actually has some of this furniture on the new uh, plot with the sushi table and everything. I've just added in some. Some are like as is, and others I've actually kind of incorporated into the build. Like for the katana, I used the edge of the tapestry as gilding on the case of the katana. So didn't use them all straight up as they are. Hey Bones, hey Maddie, hey Poi, anyone else I missed? Sorry, it's kind of I get distracted talking about stuff. So yeah, glad you guys could join us. So yeah, this week is Dominion's turn for the house tours, and I had several places lined up, and I'm having issues with either people are going private after I've marked them down for visiting, within the like 2 to 4 weeks that I finally get around to visiting the place, they've already gone private again. One actually wiped the plot, so it's not there anymore. And a couple of others, I get the player does not exist error. So either they've deleted it altogether, or I'm just having that little bug issue. So I did some quick rearranging. I've got a few places. They're not like full total builds, but they have some interesting elements that I think a lot of people will enjoy seeing. So that's what we're going to start with. Yeah, I was actually I was thinking about visiting that plot today, Bones, and I noticed you've been adding some stuff, so I thought, well, maybe I'll hold off until you say that you're done, because I noticed you're working on the interior of the plot, putting in some new stairs and stuff, so I'll hold off. But I've got it on the list, so let me know when Hunter's plot is done. But I did check out the maze and everything, so that was nice. Um, anyway, we are on, I guess it's called Ireland Aegis's plot. It's called The Unknown, and it's kind of like a military plot. This is what it looks like to me. There's a lot of these reinforced walls being used as the construction of the building and everything. But as I'm going to show you, most of it leads off to nothing. Clearly they've been working on it, but it's been like this for a long while. So I don't know if people just kind of get in the midst of it and then they kind of lose interest, or they get, kind of like builder's block, or they run out of money. I mean, there's a lot of factors that can go into it. Maybe something personal happened. But you can see it's kind of just empty out here. The path leads to basically nowhere. But you can see it looks like they might continue building someday. So, but the main thing I wanted to show off was one of the vehicles that they have on here. There is a bunker here, but it's It looks basically like a storage for items that they're thinking of using. I'm not really going to show that. Oh, has it? Well, I guess I didn't even notice it before. You need to finish it up though, so I can show it. Let's see, like this one, they got it kind of like it's bunkered off, and then it just kind of also goes to the outside, kind of to nowhere. But you can see how they've used the reinforced walls. This is real good for, like I said, military builds, um, even spaceports and stuff. I've seen them use that. It's a nice big hunky. I'll get stuck there. And like I said, there's a bunker house, but there's really nothing there. But I kind of like the way that they kind of covered it up, so it looks like it's been built in, this little rock pile. But the thing I really want to show is this, and I know a few builders off the top of my head that will really appreciate the work that went into creating this one. So really, it's probably one of the better tanks that I've seen. I know we've seen a few others, and they're cleverly built too, but this one has a lot of detail that I like. And it just, I don't know, it uses the same item. I think that's what makes it look so nice, is because it's basically the same item used out. So the coloring is uniform, but they took some care to really put it together. But this is a really awesome tank. Most of it, as far as I can tell, is mostly the same bits that they're using for the walls. It's the reinforced barriers. Not only for the barrel of the gun, but also for parts of the track. The bottom of the track is briefcases, and of course we got the tires. But how nifty is that? It's just, there's just so much going there. If I was to try and put something together like this, it would not even come close. I think that's one of those ship exhausts from, it's either one that comes from a ship hand or that space chase thing or something. I don't know. Too many space parts I don't know the names of and stuff. But you can actually go down inside it. So it has a little area where you got your bullets for the tank bit. Got the little hatch being used as the sewer, the sewer entrance has the little hatch cover there. Again, lots of use of that reinforced wall there. And the customary chew pillows for the seat there. If I can get out, there we go. But really well done, I think, my opinion. Probably because I just couldn't even fathom putting this together like this. Got the little chew spotlight and I'm not sure what these are supposed to be, if it's just to add some little movement to it or what, but this here looks to be the Cassium pillar, and then it's just got the reinforced walls again, just kind of lined up to give it that, I don't know, segmented look. But yeah, this, it just goes to show that even if a plot is basically there's nothing there or it's very incomplete, you can find little gems like this that make it worth checking it out. I know we kind of strive to visit finished builds, but sometimes it's fun to see the progression. What are they going to do with the tank? Are they going to make more tanks or make some other kind of a military vehicle that would really work? And being able to look at this, maybe you have a theme that would work really well, so you can kind of model yours after this one. that's really the fun of this, is taking inspiration from others' efforts. I know Bucky would appreciate this one. But yeah, so that's one little bit that I wanted us to see today. Don't know, I guess it's just again the reinforced bits for the bottom of this. But again, sometimes I like using the same piece and just see, and it shows you how you can use the same piece, manipulate it, size it different, turn it different, and you can get all these different shapes. And even though it's the same piece, it doesn't blend so much. You can still see that, you know, the shape of the tank and everything. Just crazy. And yet they also use the same piece for the construction of the walls and the bunkers and stuff. Just looks really awesome to me. So yeah, the next one is, let's hope it works still. This is the plot of Zonk Back. It's called Hell's Bangles MC. I would assume that's the play on Hell's Angels, which you'll see why here shortly. But it's a motorcycle club or bar or whatever you want to call it. So we'll look a little closer at those here in a second. But you can tell there's kind of like pieces out here as if they're still working on it. And again, I realize a lot of people have plots that are in progress, and I probably visit them and they're like, no, it's not finished yet. Sometimes though, it's helpful to see, like here's a bare bones little shop. If they already had everything in there, then someone coming in would go, well, that's all I can envision it being used for. But you know, maybe this isn't just a gas station. Maybe it's a little general store. Maybe it's a gift shop. You could outfit it anyway you want. But sometimes it's nice to see kind of a skeleton of a build, so you can kind of see what it looks like before they go and dress it up with all the extra decorations. I mean, maybe this is a little mini McDonald's drive-through, and this is the drive-through window, and you can, you know, get your order there or something. I don't know. But over here we have the mechanic shop, where you can see he's like either repairing, building, disassembling this nice big chopper. Notice all the little bits that are sunk in the sand is, you know, these are the scraps he's using. He's got his toolkit. He's even got a roll of toilet paper there to help him do his stuff. But this little broken down one, it's got a lot of weird different little pieces. I mean, there's that new shield. There's again that barrier that was used for the tank. There's the lever switch they've got upside down. Either they just liked the color of it or the shape of it. There's the hanging wire, or I guess it's cable, hanging cable. This is that new Marauder vent thingy that just got recently added. These are the Exile fence post, I think. The one that has like the little animated top on it, and they've just got it sized like the little connectors there. It looks like some Tua pillars here, a sandbag for the seat, the little, you know how they got, the mechanics have those little roll out little things to lay on, and so they have it made out of the wheels and that metal floor grating. I think that's a Tua chimney there. And of course, the lightning strike. I think they have it upside down so that you don't see the bolt, you just see the flash. Lots of interesting little bits. That's one of those mounted skulls, and they're just using it for the front. So here you have your little garage. That's the really big tools for a little Chewa guy. Maybe it's a tool set for the Chewa and a tool set for his Grand-Aunt Buddy. That's all I can think of. I guess this is supposed to be like where they're melting down the scraps or something using the toxic tank, and then got the oh, what is that thing called, the self-cleaning grill or whatever. That's interesting. All your scraps just being recycled into some kind of weird metal goop. I don't know what this is here. Looks like a bucket, but I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else way out here. But, you know, look, they even like put like little tufts of grass and a few plants and stuff. It's one of those things that you could like, as you know, some people feel like, well, I have to have an entire build from the get-go. Really, you don't have to. You can just do it piece by piece. That's kind of why I'm liking the, what someone called micro plots, because I can concentrate on a corner or section of the plot, and then later, as you know, if I have the space, like decor space, or just, you know, think of something else to add, I can just slowly expand it. You don't have to have everything done. So here's the bar. They've got their little dartboard area here. And these are just various bars put together. I guess they have a lot of guys that come to drink because they gotta have a bunch. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I guess it's like a private place to come and get your mail. They have it enclosed. And then if you come back here, they have the restroom area. I like the little sink here. It's like a trough of water that you can just dip your hands in there. It's just on one of the blue light lounge tables. But like little simple benches and stuff. Someone might find that helpful. Think of. Down here is again more bar, and then they've got their little entertainment stage going on here. They have a dancing mop. Question is he here on his own volition, or is he being forced? If you're wondering where this little sign comes from, that's just the top of the taco stand, I think it is. And they just had the stand itself sunk in so that all you see is the sign, and then they added a little moose head. Mayor Das Moose might like that. Got a couple of caged orin as well. Dancers or something. And of course the stage is just a Chewa desk with different lights around it to kind of make it look flashy and stuff. Really get my camera to go up there. This little sign here, it looks like a couple of Marauder signs, then one of those Draken, it's like the wall sconce with the torch, but I think it's the one that the torch is not lit, and then it's got a tire hanging on it. But probably the big prize, other than the garage with the broken down motorcycle, is of course all of the motorcycles. You can see that they had fun putting together different types, using different things for like the handlebars. Here you have the, oh, what's that gargoyle looking statue thing of some weird thing. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but it's not only the the hanging cable, but it's also those things. Some kind of little statue thing. I forget what it's called. I want to say it's the stem dragon, but I'm not positive. The ones that like hide under the ground and all you see is the top part or something. Of course, you see the tire. This is that the work lamp that doesn't actually, it's not even in the category of lighting or lamps. It's in like bookshelves or something. Probably the main thing that would bug folks is that it moves, but you know, you can get past that. It looks pretty cool. They've got 3 of them, it looks like, sandwiched together, kind of build that front part with the headlight. Looks like a couple of pillars in there. The generator, I think, is what that is for here, and then like a, looks like a reinforced wall there. Again, sandbags for the seating. This looks like the Dominion cryopod, the one that we can't get a hold of on the Exile side. It's the one that if you flip it over, it kind of looks like a oval shaped door. It's really nice. And there's that, it's like, it looks like an unlit torch kind of thing. I call it like a sconce, but I really don't know what the name of it is. It's really fun looking. Who wouldn't want to buy? I mean, too bad we can't like set these up and actually ride them around. So this one's similar, but it's, you know, done differently. You've got the red moon vents on the sides. Give it a little extra decoration. It looks like the actual, it's either the Osun drum or the wall decoration thing. So you got that nice little skull bit here in the front. Again, using the lamps as like the muffler coming off. And there's that lever switch again as part of the base of the seat. More pillars, the Chua version there. And then that reinforced wall as part of the backing. And this, I think, is some kind of a tank, I'm not sure. This one has, what is that? It's like a control panel there. This looks like some, is that the body scanners? It looks like 2 of them sandwiched together to give these funny red lights. That's a vent tank there sticking in. Look, they even have some animated bits going on. That's like a big generator thing. See a suitcase there. I'm not sure what this back piece is. I guess it's just part of that generator, the engine thing that is moving. And this one, they even took the time to turn the wheel on this one, but look at the little little spiky things. It's got like a knife and a fork, so I guess they're there for do some damage to anyone that gets too close. These little wooden bits coming out, that's just part of the fence. It's a Draken fence. It's either the short one or the other one, but you can see it's extended. It's the same thing I used for the handle of my teapot on Lily's plot. It's got like horns, and then you have the post, and they're just using that as part of the steering mechanism. Again, the work light lamp. This looks like kind of looks like a airtight container, but I'm not sure. Actually got a little rolled pack on the back here, the sleeping bag. But I just like how they've varied it for each one, just enough where it gives each its own personality, its different style. And it just shows you that you can take a basic general concept, the idea of it, and switch parts and make several different versions. Going back to the toilets, you can do, umpteen different types of toilets. But this just shows it's all virtually, a lot of similar elements, like, they're using the sandbags for all the seats, but notice they're differently arranged depending on which bike it is. Some have two, some have one further in the back, one's up closer. It's just basically the same, but varied enough where it's interesting. They got, using that utility crate there, you can see the wrench hanging out the bottom there. And then the last one is a little bit more refined. I don't know if it's supposed to be more like one of those where you like lean real forward, and these are the handlebars. I guess that's what it is. More like a speeder kind of thing. I'm using that lever switch again for that square bit, and the engine, of course, or generator, whatever that is. Two pillars for this part here. So really just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 7 or 8 pieces. 7 or 8 pieces and you got a bike. That's just crazy. I would say no more than maybe 10, 15 per bike. That's pretty economical considering it looks pretty cool looking, and you can get a lot of variety in them and everything. Did we look at his little snack bar here? I don't think so. I like the little makeshift shelf here. It's just a couple stones and a 2x4. I don't know if this is actually some kind of a little fab kit or something, or they just built this all up themselves. It kind of looks like themselves, but pretty cool if you ask me. But definitely the bikes. They're worth a visit if you want to look at some different kinds of bikes. Motorcycles, hogs, choppers, whatever you want to call them. So that's Hell's Bangles MC by Zonkbach. Something like that. Okay, so the next one, and let's hope I get this thought right because it's like really E-A-H-P-M. This is, I think it's Cabcam Bloodthirsty. And it's called Lordaeron, I think. Lordaeron. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I take this to be like some kind of a spaceport type of deal. You can see how they've got the, I'm going to zoom in enough so you can see that they've got like a little entrance here using the windows, the pillars, and different types of flooring and stuff to kind of build up this like column kind of thing. But it's built into this rock area, the obsidian stones. So I don't know if it's like this is supposed to be a meteor and then there's like this colonization going on. I don't think it's like an actual ship. It's just more like a port type of thing. So you have your security system here, and of course, it would be great if you could just kind of walk through it, but for those that want to leave it open for their, this kind of gives you the idea that this would normally be fully up, and if you click the little panel, then you're allowed inside. These, I think, are those Chua tanks. To me, it looks like a giant washing machine. It's got like the big round barrel, and then this is like one of the bits on the side, I think. And then all of these doorways, I believe it's just the edges of the walls. You can see it here a little better. The edges of these chua walls, they have that little bit of a decoration here, and they've just got them all along here, and it kind of looks like, you know, maybe it's doors that would, like, you know, zip open when you get close to it, kind of like on a spaceship or something. Here, I don't know if this is meant to look like some kind of water or a generator that's down below. Maybe a fan is supposed to look like. But that, I think that's the protostart generator thing down there. Metal grate shelves for this little grating here, with a chua pillar right down the center. I think along the edge as well. For this, I want to say they're using the hover part piece, because it usually has those little, like, danger trim on there, but I'm not sure, honestly. Notice the doorways are trimmed in chua pillars to get that shape, the design, the color. So let's go left. So here we have a windowed area. It's got a little danger sign on it, and I don't remember what generator thing that is, but I think it's super enlarged, so you just get that one little piece so you can see the lightning really nice, the electricity. For this little effect, it looks like the star beer sign, just the edge of it. Same thing that Katia used for her scoreboard, and they're just using it to kind of accent these reinforced walls to give it a little bit of, again, light. So notice they do that in quite a few places. This is one of their faux doors. I honestly don't know what pieces are here. It looks to me like the wall again with that trim, the chua floor. Just two of them sandwiched together to make it look like a closed door with, it's not I don't think it's the hammer. It could be the hammers, but I'm honestly not sure what those are. And then this marauder netting or something that's got that honeycomb design to kind of make it look like it's, you know, it's been locked or whatever. But I'm pretty sure it's the marauder netting because it's got that round little bit here. That's what it reminds me of anyway. Still a nifty way of doing it, you know, making it look a little special. All right, Bones, enjoy the meeting. So over here, that's just the holographic shop sign. It's just enlarged enough where you don't see the ends, the little brackets. You just see the text. So maybe this is information as to what's down this hallway, if it's, you know, what part of the building that you're in. They've got a little enclosed goodie pile there. Again, faux door, and then some of them are marked with certain emblems. You know, maybe this is an RP plot and certain areas only get opened when they're actually, you know, working on them. I don't know what that's from. It's something Dominion-y, I'm sure, because it's gold and got bits of red in there. Again, you can see how they're using different pieces for, you know, maybe it's a curved, like the archways, but they constantly have those little floor trimmings and the chua bits showing the pillars. It really helps tie in all of the architecture here. Makes it look uniform. Again, the faux door here. You know, making this one down a tunnel and this one just flat up against the wall. That kind of, again, changes the look of it. It's not like so repetitive. Notice these little lights here that they've inset into the chua pillar. Just little extra decoration. You know, a lot of people, it's just little touches like that that can make a big difference. and how something looks. Same way here, they've got them lit up here. And then like here, they've added, I don't know if it's maybe the bar tap or something that has all these little pipes and stuff. And they've just inset it so that you see just the little pipes. Just little details like that are always fun. Yes, they do eat up your decor count, but if you have some compact build like this where maybe you don't spread it out too much, little things like that, it's really fun to add in. So here we have another one. It's a little bit bigger, but you can see like here's the detonator, the little blinky light on the detonator. Same thing that I used to spell the word bakery on my bakery plot. Hey Cheeky, good morning. And they're using that like maybe it's like a recording studio, and it says if the light's blinking, don't go in. Then they have the little control panel here, a couple of crates. And this is where they've incorporated their fab kit right into a little mining area. Again, I love the way that they've, they don't even have to consistently, some are a little bit angled. This one's just straight, but little touches, they keep bringing those out. This one, I don't know what this is. Black part here, it's probably the bottom of a pillar or something, or a fence post or whatever. And then of course the keyboards and such. Added in extra little elements, so you got your little iPad and a beer on the bench there. Notice how they built in this to make it look like it's a functional bunker that leads to more stuff down below. Don't know if this actually goes anywhere. I think it's just a screen. Yeah. Again, I don't think it goes anywhere. It just leads to this little mining area. I like the little staircase here. It's basically the chua shells, just inset just enough to make the little steps, and then the chua pillars, and just laid at an angle to kind of match the angle of the wall. So you have your little steps. Again, it's fun watching people being able to incorporate those fab kits, because for someone like me that really doesn't use them very much, if at all, I find it fascinating that people can find interesting ways to build around or build within a fab kit to just make it blend. So it just looks like it belongs there. It doesn't clash with the theme or anything. It just it works. I like that. Okay, for this, one of these is a door and one is a mailbox. Notice they look basically like the same thing. Of course, the mailbox is here, but it kind of gives the impression that there's more to it, like it leads to somewhere else. Notice again, they're using lights and other little different parts, like this is the exile sign. The standing screen. The trash can here is the chua cup. But I like how they match it pretty close. I never realized that the chua mailbox actually matched the little chua door, but it does. So if we go inside, then you come into this whole little living space. Lots of little things going on here. You've got like, this is part of one of the ovens, the stove tops that we have, and they're using it as a cabinet. They've just got the top part kind of sunk in and hidden. and they built this little like coat rack in here. So you've got these are the ends of the cheese boards with the cheese block and wedge or whatever. That's the ends of those as the little hooks for the coat hat rack. And then this, I believe, is the exile shelf that they're using for the little banister top there. It's a really cute little idea. And it's simple. You don't have to get too fancy. I mean, it's 2x4s mostly, and for the little framework there and everything, but it looks cute. Let's see, over here we have something that would have been great for our game CBDC last month. It's, what do you call it? Is that the air hockey? I think. Welcome back, Bones. It's using mostly 2x4s, metal edge bits, and the staircase landings for the base of it. And then you've got the neon signs. It looks like several of the star ones, because it has that long blue neon stripe that you can use. And they're using that both for decoration on the edges here, but also for the little pattern of the board. The round one is just the regular beer sign. It's got the little flashy bit. And then the triangle one is the octopus one. They just sunk it down so that the octopus and stuff isn't showing. For the little air hockey pucky things, the puck itself, I think, is the bottom of either the exile lamp fence post thingy or the vent tank. It's one of the two. This is a plate and on top of a bottle being used as those little, I don't know what those are called. Yeah, it's air hockey. But and I think the main part of the table is it doesn't look as shiny as a flat metal table, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. It could be a book, maybe. Really not sure. I don't recognize the pattern on there, and it's not shiny enough to be a flat metal table, I don't think. But notice they even left like the little gap for where the puck would go into the tray here. Notice how they got this one closed off. Now maybe, again, like I said, they might be a role play space and they only open it when they're actually there to play on it. Hey, Miyoki. I love these little, like, little stash drawers or whatever, cabinet space. It's just Chua shelves with Chua cups as the handles. Here's the bathroom. That's the back of the toilet, I think. Being used as maybe it's a hand dryer or something. That's what it always reminds me of. Again, repeat with the drawers. Look at this toilet, though. Speaking of toilets, I told you they just, I don't know, they find clever ways of doing it. This looks like the bottom of one of those hologram columns, pedestals, whatever you want to call it, being used as the bowl. It's a wall-mounted generator for the tank on the back. This little control panel here, I guess to lock up the bathroom if you want, is just one end of an ergonomics keyboard. This little cabinet is just a bookshelf, the short one I think, turned around so you don't see the shelves. The mirror, which also doubles as a medicine cabinet, is just a window with, again, either a vent tank or something being used as a handle. I'm not sure on that. And then you have the shower stall, which has the blue flare for the misty spray. Two cups for the handle, not only on the glass door, but also it looks to be like the little drains. And then the bottle tops for the handles would be one of these for these here as well. That's interesting to have that combined. But medical stuff inside the bathroom. They even incorporated one of those diminishing medical thing. It's got like the open door or whatever, and they've just hidden it, and all you see is the little plus sign, the little red cross. I like the little tree holder here. Don't know what the bottom of that is. Probably like a marauder platform or something sunk down and being used as to kind of hover the plant. This is the bedroom. How adorbs is this? Again, repeating the little cabinetry that they've got with the shelves, just the shelves and the two cups. A little simple chair seating spot. It's just a crate with a chew pillow on it. Got a bit of a shelf. Let me see if I can get up here. Shelf for a little plant there. The chandelier type of thing is the round version of the Blue Light Lounge furniture. The bed itself it looks to be just two pillars galore for not only the stairs but also for the trim and everything. Couple of sleeping bags and various purple pillows. Yeah, see, these is basically this just turned in. For those that aren't sure what that is. Like their little TV set there. And using the pillows as different kinds of clothes, folded shirts and pants and things like that. And then we go up these stairs. These, the railing is just like a protostar or chain link fence thing on the side. Then it's an actual staircase, but then they covered the bottom of it so that it looks solid, so you don't see what's going on below. But in here is a little sitting room. It's just the metal-edged blocks with two pillows made into this little like sectional couch type of thing. I don't know what's being used as this part here. I suspect one of the chimney bits, but I really don't know. But it kind of look, they've built their own little chimney space here. Because that's like a Chua tank, but then they've got a Chua desk, I think, stuck on top of it. That's what it looks like to me anyway. It could be something else. But notice they just keep consistent with the Chua pillars and things. So up here we have living space. We've got this nice cabinet, mostly 2x4s, and then they've stocked it with the various little goodies, collectibles, books. Excuse me, in different arrangements too. It's not just all the same stacked. Nicely spaced. You don't have to pack it completely full, but you don't want to leave it just one item per shelf either. You kind of want to make it look like a real shelf would look like. The big screen TV is, of course, that bridge monitor thing. Over here we've got a little refrigerator. It's basically, it looks like staircase landings with the flat metal table as the front and a Chua pillar for the handle. Got a little cute little wine rack going. It's dividers for the sides and then 2x4s for all the little crisscross. Look at even the little decoration on this big screen TV here. Got the bowls for the, maybe it's supposed to be speakers or something, I don't know. The table, again, is the Chua shelves, and they've just turned it so that it's flat. It's really a nice little design, actually. You could use these as benches, even benches or countertops for a kitchen. We've seen them in a variety, but I think that's the first time I've seen them used as a table, or a coffee table. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, the chain with the bottle on it. No idea. So here we have a little, like I said, home office. So he's got his little computer here. It's basically a desk with the monitor there. But notice how they've used, that's actually one of those display cases, and it's turned different, and in the bottom it's like, I don't know, a skull and a bag of pearls or some kind of a scroll or whatever. And they've just sunk it in and used this as the glass as the display for a picture and a little flower. We've seen it before, other people use it. I've used it myself in that way, encasing like just a sword or a special little keepsake that you want to make it look like it's been treated different. Look, they even added a little vent there. And the little lighting with the Chua spotlights and the bit. Here, even in the storage area, you can see they took some care to put, a variety of items. Little beer cans are showing up everywhere. There's this time they're using the actual staircases, and for the little, rather than using the standard staircase siding, they're just using the 2x4s, but they also trim it that way as well with 2x4s and then the little wooden blocks. Makes it look nice and neat. So now you have a little eating area, a dining table. Again, using those drawers. Maybe it's like a fold-out thing. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but really cute little build for this type of interior. I mean, so many people have problems with rounded rooms, and this is just a great example of being able to utilize all of the space. I mean, even here they've got like little shelves and stuff. I love seeing how people divide their buildings up. Okay, so I think we still have a little bit left out here. Go this way. Yeah, this is like I think it's like a locker room slash meeting hall or something. You've got like, again, the oversized cups for the trash cans. I don't know, maybe it's like a combination office type thing. Let's see, is that it? I'm not sure if I went to everything or not. I don't think we've been out here. This is where we come in, I believe. So let's go this way. Oh yeah, this is again, you got the faux door, but you also have like a faux room, because when the last time I came here, I couldn't figure out if there was a way to get into this. But it looks like their version, kind of like what I had in mind for my subway, it looks like some kind of a tram or track here that has an entrance and an exit. And this is like a loading station. So, like, this is like the Dominion fence, I think, the lighting. And then, like, that's the bottom of one of the blue light lounge tables. Same way here. I'm not sure what they're using for the rods, though. I don't know if it's one of those big antennas and they just sunk it down so you just see the one antenna or not. They're repeating that ladder that we saw in the other place where the mining is. Those are the Dominion scanners for those doorways. But yeah, I couldn't figure out if there was a way to get to that space over there. But you can see like there's storage boxes and things like that. This looks like a combination of bookcase tops or something. I don't know what that is. Strange looking, but I like the combo. Again, I love these little details. A lot of people probably wouldn't even notice them, but I like that. I mean, same with these little emblems here. Just a little thing, and that they made sure to add it everywhere. But yeah, I can't figure out how to get to this place. So I assume that you're not meant to. Just for viewing only. Yeah, I thought it was a really fun idea. Again, it's kind of like a microplot. It's not using the whole thing. It's just using the pieces that it wants. Kind of get the idea that there's more to it than you're seeing, but it's not necessary to fill the whole thing. So, you know, I know some folks will look at that huge plot we have and go, oh my gosh, what am I going to fill this with? You know, I can't think of enough. Just block off most of it with some rocks or walls or, you know, whatever you need to, trees or whatever, and just focus on a little spot. And as you know, become more familiar or comfortable with a particular theme that you've got in mind, then you can expand it. Because that's how a lot of plots are built. It's not like they have a full plan in mind. They let it grow organically. Sometimes you can get into a little bit of a weirdness because maybe you wish that you would move something. Maybe you build a section here and a section here and a section here, and you wish you would put them in a different order or position or something. But if you use Katya's Builder Toolkit add-on, that kind of makes that kind of situation a little easier. You can link up small sections of your build and move it around however you want, and just kind of reorganize if you need to. So yeah. So the last place we're going to visit today is, let's see if I wrote this down right. Vecina Omega Rex, I think is how you say that. Fingers do not want to type this morning. So this is called Crystal Retreat, and I only came in for a little bit this morning. I can't remember if someone suggested this place to me or if I stumbled across it and I forgot about it. But I remember writing it down and I put it on the list, and so I'm not really 100% sure what all was here. You can see by some of like the large vines you see here, they've got overgrowth trimming the plot. I think mostly to try and help hide some of the metal bits that they don't want showing. They want it to be more kind of overgrown and natural looking. And a lot of folks having trouble coping with not being able to modify how that looks. But you can see it's dark. Lots of grass, the Celestion ground, I think, with the clutter showing. So you got all these like tall little bunches of grasses and flowers and stuff, but then they've added in all these different kinds of trees and such. Just walking around, I really don't know if there's anything out here on the outskirts of the main building or not, so I'm just having a look. A really nicely done forest. I mean, sometimes you'll come in and everything's kind of lined up like a garden, so it doesn't look as natural, but these are spaced out nicely. Kind of lost in the woods here. I always check though, even if I'm pretty sure there's nothing out here, because you never know. Just like a game, they'll have these little Easter egg type of things. A lot of times people will have plots set up and they'll have these little hidden nooks and crannies that they put something, and most people would tend to miss it because they don't actually go out into it. So it's always a good idea to kind of snoop around everywhere, even if you're fairly confident there's nothing there, just in case. That's a little strange. Is that one of the snow-covered ones? I love this ground cover though, Celestion. It looks so lush and green. Even without the clutter, it looks nice and full. Most of the other ones, I think their paths are dirt paths, and I think that's why I don't like using the other ground types if I can help it. So I always go with the Celestion if I can afford it, because the paths are just basically different colors of vine bits. So it just looks all green. There's no dirt path or anything. Okay, so I don't think there's anything out in the woods or anything that we need to notice. But here is the main building. You can see they've got a bit of overgrowth trim on the structure itself. A lot of glass. Looks like 2x4s for most of the construction, and just using the glass panel, the framing of that, to kind of put in other little bits here. Looks like orange floors for the roof and the floor in most of the rooms, not all of them. We'll take a closer look as we get in. I'm just kind of looking on the outside here. I don't get stuck in the tree there. Notice the overgrowth as well. Covers up any blemishes that you don't want seen. Got the little log pile on the side here. Okay, so let's go inside and have a look. I haven't really been in here, I don't think. I just saw it and said, okay, that looks pretty good. I'll just come back out and we'll have a look later. So right off the bat, you have this kind of like little outdoor garden display. Got a giant snow bloom, snow flower with all of the, it looks like the bush-shaped bramble, not the flat ones with all the sticks and stuff, but the other one. And then, of course, the far side space suite. So here we have kind of, it looks like a bit of an office. And really soft lighting here. But look at the, again, the lighting's so dark, it's kind of hard to see, but this is a table. It looks to be some hover park pieces to make the round, but then they've accented it with the nautical wheel to kind of go with the chair. Over here we have a little makeshift desk. No, we have desks in the game, but not everybody wants the same looking desk. And hey, Meta. Well, I'm glad you made it. We're kind of on the last leg of it, but it's still nice that you were able to hook up with us. But for those of you that my timing is kind of not ideal, I do archive everything. So even, not just the housing streams, but all of the stuff. So you can always, you're free to go back when you have a spare moment, if you're just curious about what we've been up to. So the desk itself, it looks to be just 2x4s. Looks like a giant 2x4 end for the block here, and then just several um, for the top. And then the same thing with the shelves, just a couple of 2x4s. Look at all the books they crammed in there. It's like they're mixed-matched Encyclopedia Britannica there. I like how they cleverly hid the Draken girl from the calendar. Kind of stuck it on there. Here we have like a little med bay. Your typical, medical tables and kits and things. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Examination room? I'm not sure. I think this is the protostar generator panel that they're using as kind of a decoration for the floor. Maybe this is for a special display or something. I'm really not sure because it's got the spotlight, but there's like nothing there, so I don't know. Maybe it's a hologram thing where they talk to their boss, and every now and then he'll pop up and he'll sit there. But look at this fireplace here. We have the stack of bricks, and they're not the easiest to work with, so I commend them on giving this valiant effort and putting this, cobbling it together, because who knows how many pieces they had to use. Because the edges are not straight, it's very lumpy and clumpy and awkward to work with. But it's certainly different than our typical fireplaces. It just looks like a bunch of the brick piles, 2x4 for the top. Looks like some metal planks for the trimming. Maybe a maintenance platform for that backing. Could be a travel poster even. It looks a little darker than that though. And then of course the campfire. Good place to hang some stockings for Christmas. Put a green garland up here with some candles. A little wreath maybe up above. Little tree sitting here. I could see it. I love this little place here, the little inset couch and table. Trying to think what these are. Looks like Chua shelves to me. The same thing that the other person was using for their cabinets, some of it. That's what it reminds me of. I'm not positive, but that's kind of what it looks like. And they've just sunk it down so that you just see the black part. And made this like little large sectional type of thing. The table itself looks to be like a piece of glass with framing over top of some, I think it's hover part pieces, and then that, I want to say it's that round wooden table for the design, just inset just enough. That's what it looks like anyway. It's really nicely done. It's an interesting design. You don't see this too often. Most everybody, including myself, is kind of, we think flat. Everything's flat, and those that can incorporate these little changes of elevation, even something as small and compact as this, that just gives it a more interesting appearance. I like that a lot. Over here we have the bedroom. I love the stockings being used as someone's discarded socks. That's always nice. The bed frame itself is a 2x4s, and I want to say that this white mattress here are towels. I don't think it's the snow pieces, and I can't think of anything else that's kind of rounded like that that would be kind of whitish, so I suspect it's a towel or a couple of them together. And then of course sleeping bags for the top bit. The little kind of sign here is that Marauder sign. They're just sunken in, so you don't see the white bits around it. You just see the skull. And then it looks like they've inset a red lantern to kind of light up the eye, because I don't think it lights up like that. Hover part pieces for the corner shelf here, really nice. And a lot of people don't utilize those corners as effectively as they could. And this is a good example of how you can do that. Just pick the right hover part pieces and voila, you've got a nice little shelf there. Again, some shelving and cabinetry. Looks like metal planks for these parts here. That's a hover part piece, I believe, with another metal plank being used as the handle. And I'm not sure what this is. I guess it's hover part piece as well, but I don't know what part. There's too many of them to keep track. And then this part here is the back of some of those. It's like the portrait of the Legionnaire or the portrait of the Lumini or whatever. They all have this weird metal backing kind of thing, and that's what that is there. For the very expansive dinner table for two, like they don't want to talk to each other while they're eating. Again, I think it's just a giant 2x4 sunk down in the ground, and then a couple of them as the planks on the top. That's one way of kind of conserving your decor count. Yes, you could use the smaller panels and have it all nice and trim, but using that one big one just kind of sunk in and that's the end, that's just one piece. It's much more efficient. I love how they've got all this divided up. There's lots of different uses of how they've got little window bits up at the top of this one. Again, lots of 2x4s. This appears to be the kitchen. Notice the floor is a little different. They wanted it probably to look like marble tiling, so they've used the obsidian stones for that. Looks pretty nice, actually. I could see somebody using that as a wall, even. Square it off nicely, and you could use it as a fireplace, like they did with the bricks, but instead of the bricks, you use the obsidian stone. The little cooking area here with the stovetop bits. Most of this, I think, is travel posters. This bit here, I don't really recall what that is. It's the bottom of something. I don't know for sure. A pillar, a post, a vase, who knows what it is. But it's supposed to be the burners on the stove top. The shelving, again, is just the 2x4s. These are just slanted to make the pockets for the wine, and then the staircase landings for this little cabinet here. Look at them taking the time of making the stacks of plates and bowls. Same way with the cabinetry here and the refrigerator. It looks like all travel posters. I love the travel posters for kitchens. It looks so smooth and clean and just looks really classy looking, like modern. Yeah, everybody needs to get their plot done. That's just a given. And of course, this is the ever famous kitchen sink that everybody was fussing that they get. Notice how it blends really well with the posters. And I think this is just a metal plank. You could use that as, you know, add an extra plank and have like your silverware hanging on it. add some handles, and then it could turn into a cabinet. Any number of things. But I really like this. It's open. You got a nice view of the outside. Again, it's very modern looking. I don't know what this is. It could be some form of artwork, or it's just they decided to add some little decoration there. We've got it on both sides, so it's, I guess it's just some type of decoration for this particular room. We'll save that for last. Let's go into this bedroom here. Again, the backs of those pictures for the cabinet here. Looks to be 2x4s and such for this. This I think is actually just one big 2x4, and it's just sunk, and all you see is the end. But how easy would it be to kind of like put some handles here for drawers, or like smaller 2x4s to make it look like the front of the doors and stuff? That would be good. For the bed, again, 2x4s. Sleeping bag, same way with the cabinet. Okay, they decided to use the metal planks as the shelf type of things. The drawers. Oh, I know my terminology. Look at the ceiling here. It's mattresses. Looks like part padded room here. I like the sliding door kind of idea for this one. Notice that the frame of the glass that's being used here still shows through, but it's done in a way it just kind of adds to the design. Kind of helps break up some of this. Doesn't look too monotonous. Close this up. Okay, so this is the bathroom. Wow, look at this thing. Got a nice tub. Wow. I just kind of go right in there, don't I? It's actually got stairs where you can walk into it. Maybe it's the jacuzzi or something. I don't know. I love the cabinet though. That's just the ornate chests. It's several of them put together. Really nice and clean and coppery looking. The tub itself is mostly 2x4s, it looks like. Kind of hard to see with the water. And of course the water, it looks to be the winding river. Just a couple of them positioned just right. Here's the bathroom. Ugh, I don't want to look at it. Bathroom cabinet, again, using the travel posters. See how nice and clean that is? And then they're using the same cabinetry to kind of match it with what's outside. Not sure what this is supposed to be. I guess it's a towel rack. I just don't have a towel hanging on it at the moment. Now, if there's access to the downstairs, I have no idea how to get to it. So if any of you that's been here before know, let me know, because I have no idea. Is it like buried in here? Do you know, Poi? Since you said you've been here before? No, it doesn't seem to be down here. Now I may be stuck in the garden thing. If I can get out. There we go. But I didn't see anything out here that looked like a little hidey hole. I thought maybe it was this rock here, but it doesn't seem to be in the right position. Maybe it's here? No, I don't know. If they've got the bunker house covered, they've got it cleverly hidden, because I have no idea where it might be. Yeah, for some places they just prefer it just not used. I know I've got one plot that's got it blocked off completely. It could be that it's not even a bunker house. It might be just the scrap. Although I don't think this is built up high enough to hide the little tent and stuff that comes with it. But it could be. It's possible. But I know some people, they don't even put a house on it, bunker or otherwise. They just build on top of all that garbage. Some have found ways to actually just incorporate some of that construction stuff to the house that they end up building over it. But yeah, so even still, a pretty amazing build. It's just crazy what people can come up with to make it look so nice, personalized. I mean, yeah, we've seen lots of custom homes, but I mean, think of all the things that we saw here that nobody else has. Now that people see it, maybe they will try to build it, but uh, I don't know. It's just, that's one of the biggest things I love about the housing system is um, you can take, it's kind of like with the CBDC stuff that we do. You can take the same idea, give it to 10 different people, and they'll give you 10 different results. It might be generally the same theme, but you don't get the same stuff twice, and that's what I love, because especially for those that go to such lengths to customize just about everything, it really brings out the personality. It's almost to the point where sometimes you can go to a plot and say, this looks like such and such's build, because they have a personality of how they put things together, or particular styles or themes that they stick to, you know. And all right, Poi, have a good day. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, it's just, I think it's really amazing and fun and inspiring to check out how other people approach similar things. It's like the portal, the teleporter pad, the interesting ways of how different people will approach how to hide it or to build around it or whatever. Some of us leave it just as is. Others take great pains to cover it up because it's such an ugly thing. But yeah, I hope you guys had fun. It's been a joy to be able to come to the darker side, the Dominion side. I don't get over here very often. It's only for these tours that I usually visit. So yeah, as always, if you know of a plot or have a plot or whatever that you are confident that I haven't toured yet and you feel like it really deserves a look, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to receive suggestions. Now we are talking EU side only. Doesn't matter what faction, we do both factions, but I currently, while I do have access to NA side, I'm not currently working on touring any of those, you know, in total. I'm only using my NA access for the CBDC challenges that we do every month, so that I can do the showcases for those. Last I heard, there was 1 or 2 people that were thinking about starting up some house tours for NA side, so I'm kind of waiting to see how that pans out. We've had a few do it in the past, and then they just kind of, you know, they do like anywhere from 2 to 10 episodes, and then they stopped. So I'm kind of waiting to see if they follow through on their plans and how it turns out and all that kind of stuff. But I don't want them saying, hey, I'm going to do this, and then I turn right around and say, well, hey, I'm going to do it too, and I don't want to be rude. So we'll hold off on that. But for Jabbit side, if you know of any plots, feel free to let me know. I have a pretty extensive list, but most of them are like incomplete, or they've gone private, or you know, some other reason that I just haven't gotten to them yet. So I'm always on the lookout for new bits. I do most of the tours by houses that I find randomly. I do a lot of the random visitor tool stuff. But that's not always reliable because sometimes I'll like open it up and I'll just get the same like 10 or 15 names over and over and over, even though I know there's probably hundreds else out there. Either that or everybody's got their plots private for some reason. But so yeah, any help that my viewers can give, it's appreciated. It's not necessary, and it's, you know, I will make do if you don't, but if you do, I appreciate it. As well, just a reminder, we do have the CBDC competition. Well, it's not a competition, it's just a challenge going on, custom built decor challenge. This month's theme is food. We've already been showing some of the stuff. We did some sushi. We showed a lot of stuff that I did in the past, trying to help stir up some ideas. We did a watermelon painting yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I think it was yesterday. Gosh, I slept since then, so I've forgotten already. I got a couple of things else that I'm working on, but I'm anxious and hopeful that this isn't proving to be too difficult for some of you. I noticed yesterday some were talking about how they're struggling with some ideas, so we did some brainstorming trying to come up with ideas. But just to remind, it doesn't have to be specifically a food item that would be like on a plate. If you want to build a food place like a diner or a food cart or like I think someone said they were working on a food truck. You want to just do like a little picnic, that would probably work. I mean, that includes foodstuffs. So yeah, and Bones made biscuits. I find it funny that you call it biscuits because to me they're cookies. Biscuits for me are like little savory, like breads that you put eggs and bacon and gravy on. But I don't think that's the same thing. So, but yeah, anything food related. If you want to make a sign, like a, you know, burger and fries sign that somebody might use in their restaurant or eatery or whatever, that would work too. It's like the watermelon painting that we did yesterday. It's, you know, it's not actual food item that you would put on the plate, but you know, it's decoration that has a food theme. So, you know, any of that stuff will work. So you're not pressed to always come up with, well, how do I make a cake or something like that. If you find it easier to work in a two-dimensional, like a painting, a poster, or something like that, a sign or whatever, that's a-okay. But if you come up with some interesting ways to, you know, create pizza or burgers or fries or spaghetti, any kind of dessert, you know, we got all sorts of ice creams and cakes and cookies and donuts and things like that that you could probably make. That would be great as well. We will be having the showcase, I believe it's the 30th. Can't get my calendar to come up. For us, Bones, biscuits are more of a breakfast thing. You know, if you have biscuits and gravy, that's usually a breakfast. It's not that you can't have it for dinner, but at least in my neck of the woods, we had it for breakfast. We'd have like biscuits with sausage or biscuits with bacon or biscuit and eggs or that kind of thing. It's kind of the same thing as like a muffin, but thicker, lighter, fluffier. So yeah. But you know, you can have it for any time, really. Biscuits for lunch, but it's for us. It was typically a Sunday morning thing. Mom would always be baking the biscuits, and now my husband does that for me. Because for whatever reason, I can't make biscuits worth a flip, and he gets them where they like puff up and they're like a couple inches tall, and they just flake open, and they're yummy. Well, the digestives are more like really hard, like dense cookies to me. At least the digestives that we get around here. But the biscuits are more like I don't know, it's got its own little texture and stuff. It's not like a cake. It's more like a scone. I think that's the closest thing, kind of like a scone. But we don't actually put things in it. You know, I think scones, they can have like fruit bits or something inside the dough, and the biscuits we just leave plain. We just open it up and then put stuff on it, that kind of stuff. Yeah, see, chocolate covered biscuits, that just sounds weird. Now, we've had like biscuits with chocolate pudding that you dip it in, but not to have it automatically come that way. Biscuits is more of a, that's the savory part, and then you add the jellies and stuff to it on the side. Or, like I said, we make sausage sandwiches out of them or something. Looks like a little White Castle burger or something. Anywho, so yeah, the CBDC, I believe this month showcases on the 30th. I believe that's a Thursday. So if you're planning on building something for that or already have, be sure and get me the information for that prior to that day. That way I can plan my route as far as what factions and regions we're going to be going to and in what order. The information I need is essentially the region you're on, the faction, the name of the character, what it is, and relatively whereabouts on the plot it's located. Like if it's in the bunker or if it's in the kitchen of the house or whatever. That way it's just easier for me to spot it, because we're not going to be touring the houses in total that actually have these bits. We're just going to the section that has the CBDC entry. And of course, we'll be continuing the housing tours each week. Next week will be Exile's turn on Jabbit. Already have several listed up for that, so that's good. And of course, reminders that tomorrow is the Steam release. So I think we're going to be anticipating a big influx of players. And with housing already becoming a part of, you know, having become a bit more significant part of the beginner tutorial, we may see a lot of more people getting into housing a lot sooner, or at least asking questions about it sooner, because before it took them until level 14 before they really got a taste of it. So, you know, if you can, be around, be available, and be helpful. If they have questions, you know, direct them to like the add-ons, the Katia's add-on, the Laments add-on. Mention, you know, there's Cheetos's plot listing for those that are searching for specific themes and want to get an idea. Be free as well to direct them my way, or, you know, to my videos, to YouTube videos. I do have specific playlists. There's some that are just demos for Katia's. There's just the CBDC section. There's one just for the house tours, and then there's like the one that's got everything, just all the junk in one big wad. So feel free to direct them to that if you want. There's the guide that Adelon made in the forums that you can direct them to as well. It has a lot of nice tips and tricks and links that they should find useful. So yeah, just kind of give yourself a little checklist of things that you can provide information for. And you know, if you have the time and want to, feel free to like give them some tours of your places. Show them around, just open their eyes to the possibilities, so that, you know, they don't go in thinking, well, I just have this house and I don't know what to put in it. So yeah, just the more our community can be welcoming to those that are just joining, testing it out, having a look, the more likely we will keep those players around. They will be more willing to stick around and make it a long-term stay, rather than just kind of I'm in, it's not that impressive, and I'm back out. You want to show them that the community is there, that we're helpful, that even if they don't like anything else, that, you know, the housing, they need to take a closer look at it, because I really think a lot of people Just don't, they're not aware of the potential. Uh, Either they don't visit anybody else's house, or they don't visit the forums. They're just kind of in the dark on it, and it's our job to kind of help get the word out. So yeah, if you can, be around and be there to answer questions that may be asked. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for joining. I hope you had fun. It was a pleasure to show you some new houses and hopefully stir up some ideas. Looking forward to any of your CBDC projects, but no pressure. It's not that you have to do it. It's just an optional thing that I'm offering every month for folks to kind of get out of their normal routine, just do something a little different, off the wall, off the cuff. Um, and yeah, hope you had a great weekend. Um, what am I saying? Hope you had a great day, and hope you have a continued great day. And I will see you guys later. Bye bye.